pretties, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Susie Q and this channel is all things Native American. Real quick, my normal disclaimer, I do have social anxiety that does translate to the camera, so if I say pause, or stutter, that would be why. I'm still getting used to all of this. Anyway, carry on and enjoy the video. I did some reflection this week and found that it didn't feel right to make true crime videos just for Native American women. Now, don't get me wrong, battered, murdered, missing Indigenous women do not get the coverage that they deserve. But that same culture does teach us that all things are sacred, that life is sacred. So I've decided to dedicate a video once a month to a non-Native woman. Now this case may be connected to other cases in the area, but I'll only be focusing on this one for now, and the other connections will come in later in this video and in future videos. For now though, a young woman left her physical therapy appointment, went home, and then just vanished. This is the case of Sally Ann Stone. In the 1980s, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho was a resort town that was seeing a large swell in their population. It was no mystery as to why. With endless wooded lands, several lakes, and numerous campgrounds, Coeur d'Alene was the perfect balance between civilization and wilderness. East was Coeur d'Alene National Forest. 30 minutes west was the metropolis area of Spokane, Washington. 45 minutes south was the Coeur d'Alene Indian Reservation, and 2.5 hours north was the Canadian border. Coeur d'Alene itself was experiencing a huge influx of people moving in, going from a population of 19,000 in 1980 to 24,000 in 1990. Sally was employed as an exotic dancer, working under the name Tanya at the Kon-Tiki nightclub in State Line, Idaho, but that knee injury did keep her away from that job for several months. In March of 1986, she did transfer her medical care and moved to Coeur d'Alene. Then came May 16, 1986. Sally arrived at her physical therapist's office and received treatment for her knee injury. She was scheduled for her next appointment at the front desk for May 19th, but when that day arrived, she missed the appointment and was marked as a no-show. Sally was married, but her husband was incarcerated at the Ada County Jail for jumping bail on a grand theft auto charge. So she was living alone at the time. When she failed to visit him at the jail over Memorial Day weekend with no explanation, he knew something was wrong and reported her missing. Police arrived at Sally's residence in the 1700 block of Elm Street. There they found her 1974 Chevrolet Nova parked outside her home, undisturbed, with a bag of stale donuts inside. There were several days of newspapers out on the porch, and an insurance check and a letter from her mother was still in the mailbox. Inside her residence, police didn't find anything indicating foul play. Her suitcases and clothing were in her closet, and there was a new pair of shoes on the bed. The only thing missing was Sally and her purse. Unfortunately, authorities don't have much to go on. There was no sign of a struggle, her husband was incarcerated at the time, and she didn't have many friends other than the other dancers at the Kontiki. Tips have come in, but nothing substantial enough to move the case forward. On September 3rd, 1986, a female was found floating in a canal east of the Salt Lake City sewer treatment plant. She was between 20 and 40 years old, 5'6", and weighed 115 pounds. She wasn't recognizable due to composition, but did have wavy black pubic hairs. Sally's DNA was compared to Salt Lake City Jane Doe, and it was determined not to be her. On December 18, 1996, a groundskeeper at Pleasant Valley Memorial Park Cemetery discovered a female's body near the infant section, but not near any particular grave. She was between 50 and 70 years old, 5 foot, and weighed 157 pounds, and committed suicide by drinking brandy, swallowing Valium, and tying a plastic bag over her head with tape. DNA was also compared between her and Sally, but it was determined not to be her too. Then came September 10th, 2017. Coeur d'Alene police were contacted about bones and clothing found in a quarry on West Kathleen Avenue. They did appear to be human and did appear to have been there 2 to 3 years. They were, however, ultimately identified as David Patrick McGee of Spokane, Washington, who went missing in 2015. There's been no suspects or persons of interest named in the case, and no one has seen or heard from Sally since the day she vanished. All there is hearsay. The first theory is that Sally was the victim of a serial killer. She was, in fact, the second woman to go missing in Coeur d'Alene. 2 months earlier, Deborah Jean Swanson disappeared while hiking. A year later, Julie Weflin vanished outside a substation while working. The second theory is that Sally ran away. Sally Ann Stone was 21 years old when she vanished from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho on May 16, 1986, and is considered endangered missing. If alive today, she would be 54 years old. She's a Caucasian female with brown hair, hazel eyes, stood at 5'1", and weighed 115 pounds. She has a 5 to 6 inch scar on her abdomen, a tattoo on her back, and another tattoo on her right shoulder of a parrot standing on a branch in front of a half moon. Under the parrot is a ribbon with the word Ticos. Authorities suspect that she was taken against her will. If you have any information about this case, please call the Coeur d'Alene Police Department at 208-769-2320. Her case number is 8925. No tip is too small. Anything could break the case wide open. Please be respectful in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. I cannot appreciate how much I enjoy every view, like, and comment. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell by the subscribe button so you never miss a video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely week, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye!